Hi, I'm Jason Plato. You've normally seen me knocking lumps out of other drivers in the British Touring Car Championship. Well, today I've come to Team Brit in association with Adrian Flux to look at their British GT Challenge. What makes this team unique is that their driving team, their driving force is exclusively either physically or mentally disabled, competing against able-bodied drivers. They're the only team in the UK and one of very, very few in the world. Their goal is to get to Le Mans and race in the classic 24 hours in 2024. So I'm going to be a member of the team today, and because of that I'm going to get a sexy jacket. And first thing I've got to do is to learn how to control the car with only my hands. So they've got high-tech steering wheel with throttle, brake and gear change on there. So I'm going to go in their simulator, and if I do a good enough job, who knows, they might let me out in their McLaren. Andy,
Mr. Plato,
you're going to tell me about this, aren't you? I mean, I understand what sims are, but this is obviously a different steering wheel.
Slightly different, yes.
And everything's on here, isn't it? Brake, throttle,
on the
gear.
wheel. So we've got accelerator on the right,
Yep.
brake on the left, same as it would be in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got our upshift and downshift. So it's pretty simple, but also quite technological at the same time.
Well, I can imagine it's a bit of a mind. You've got to train your mind, because obviously every time I drive, I'm using the legs.
We're part of the PlayStation generation.
Well, you might be. I'm 54 years old.
Well, that's true, but we're all fingers and thumbs. And reaction times with your hands are quicker than they are with your feet. It takes longer for the signal from your brain to get to your feet than it does to your hand.
Is that right?
Yeah, so your reaction times with your hands are actually quicker. So judging how quick you are in the car anyway, you should be pretty quick on here. If you're not, I'm going to take the mick.
We'll find out. I mean, I'm not very good on sims, I must admit. Oh man, what my seat? I want to get my feet straight, right, but I can't. They're not going to do anything, are they?
The easiest thing to do is cross your legs over.
Oh, I can't drive cross legs.
You've got to.
No, I can't. I can't do that. That's a ridiculous idea. Right, let's see.
Natural.
Together.
I don't need to coach you.
Oh, you fighter. See, do you know what I mean? You're right about crossing your legs though, aren't you? Because I don't want to use them.
No, well that's the thing. If you've got your feet up by the pedals, your brain automatically goes, I need to use my feet. Whereas a lot of us on the team, we don't have that luxury. We can have a lap time shootout if you want.
Right, Andy, show me what's going on here then.
Right, so it's pretty similar to the wheel that we've got on the sim. Accelerator on the back, brake on the back, but we've got rocker switches here for your gear shift.
Ah, for the upshift, okay.
Yep.
All right, so just...
So shift on.
Do you know what, that feels better than on the sim.
Yeah.
That feels more intuitive.
Yeah, when you're in the car, it'll feel a lot better.
Up, down, throttle, brake. Okay.
You can't go wrong.
Right.
The only thing left to do really now is chuck you in it and send you
Well,
out
I'm
for a few
ready.
laps.
I'm ready for action. Let's go. It's a very different experience mentally, in that my natural, there we go, my natural rhythm is interrupted because I really have to think, you know, before the braking area that I've got to use my hands, and I've got to constantly keep reminding myself not to use my legs. And that's a whole different feeling in the car. So my head is working much harder than it normally would do, because subconsciously, you know, as an able-bodied person, I drive the car subconsciously, really. Do you know what, Andy? It's good fun, actually, isn't it? Really good fun. One thing I've noticed is, when I was out there, when, you know, a wee bit like on the sim, once I've given the instruction, the cognitive, conscious instruction that I need to use my hands to brake, then that braking phase becomes intuitive, because I know I'm not using my legs. But then I find I have to then give another cognitive instruction to use my hand to accelerate. And if I can break that chain of what I would do normally, naturally, instinctively, that's the only way I could somehow piece it together. And I'm sure, maybe you can say, because you've done both.
Yeah, so it's, for me, you know, going from using the hand controls back to using pedals, it was a little bit strange, because I've got to try and remember what I learned.
So did you find that going to hand controls, you were then able to make that rhythmical subconscious?
Yeah, so for me, the first time I'm using hand controls, I had no use in my right leg whatsoever. So driving the car, in the conventional
But did
sense,
it become natural?
It became natural really quickly. But then trying to step back from that onto the pedals, that's what I found more of a challenge.
Okay,
so it was a bit strange, but I think the advantage of having hand controls in the car as well as the pedals, it doesn't matter what our disability is, anyone can drive the car.
Anyone can jump in it, right.
So it opens up the playing field for all of us and becomes more inclusive for the disabled racer, which is the goal of the team at the end of the day. We want to get as many disabled drivers into motorsport as possible. So yeah, it's not intuitive to start with. It's something that you're going to have to learn. But for a first time,
it comes quite quickly, but I still felt myself having to break that automatic command.
Well, see, you're so used to sending your signals from your brain right the way down to your feet.
Well, see, I'm, you know, when I drive a car, I don't.
It's second nature. You don't.
I don't think about it. There's no conscious cognitive instructions. It just feels natural.
Well, you're learning how to do something again.
And now, you know, having had a go at this, it feels like it would be some time before I break the chain between my legs to then make my hands work subconsciously. But I do think you could get quite close on lap time.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think I would do my ultimate pace, being, you know, able-bodied ultimate pace. But I think I could get close with enough miles.
I think 5 more laps would get you close. Another 10 laps would get you pushing. Another 20 laps you'd be there. It's one of them, the more you do it,
I still think I'll be a few tenths off because of the rhythm.
It gets it, it'll get there. You think the reaction
Yeah,
times
but
of the hands are
I know,
quicker.
I get that. I just, you know, this rhythm I've been
gotta break the
working
chain.
on since I was 12 years old.
Well, that's the problem. We need.
I'll be 100 by the time I crack it.
We've got to teach the old dog new tricks. No offence there.
Whoa, well, on that, as we are here at Dunsfold, on that bombshell, you right off.